It's a typical evening, quiet and peaceful. Suddenly, a knock at the door breaks the silence. You look outside and see two children standing in the shadows. They're pale, their heads tilted slightly downward. They ask to come inside, but as you peer closer, dread fills your heart. Their eyes, completely black, devoid of life or light. The black-eyed children, are they real? Are they the stuff of nightmares? Or are they something far darker that roams among us? Tonight, we delve into the stories, the encounters, and the theories surrounding one of the most chilling modern urban legends. The legend of the black-eyed children began circulating in the 1990s, but reports go back much further. People across the world describe seeing children with dark, soulless eyes lurking outside homes, cars, and even businesses. The first major story that gained attention was shared by a journalist in 1996 who encountered two black-eyed boys late at night asking for a ride. Since then, sightings have been reported from rural villages to bustling cities across North America, Europe, and beyond. While details differ, every story shares the same element: their hollow, pitch-black eyes and an overwhelming, inexplicable fear. But what drives people to believe? Are these encounters merely hallucinations, or something truly paranormal? One of the most chilling encounters involved a man driving late at night. As he passed a forested area, he saw two children standing by the road, waving for help. Against his better judgment, he slowed down and rolled down his window, only to be met with the darkest, most unnatural eyes staring back at him. "Can we come inside?" they asked. The man felt terror unlike anything he'd ever known. As if his life was at risk, he sped away, heart pounding, leaving the children alone in the darkness. Another account comes from a woman who heard an unexpected knock one evening. When she opened the door, two children stood before her, heads slightly lowered. "Can we use your phone?" they asked. The woman felt a cold shiver run through her as she noticed their eyes, completely black. She described feeling an instinctual terror, slamming the door and hiding until morning. She later learned that others in her area had similar encounters, all involving black-eyed children asking to be let inside. Then there's the story of a gas station worker on the night shift. Two children entered the store around 3 a.m., walking slowly towards the counter. When he looked up, he noticed their eyes were dark, bottomless, almost hypnotic. They asked to use the restroom, but something inside him told him not to let them pass. As he hesitated, the lights flickered, and a strange static filled the air. In a split second, the children were gone, leaving the worker shaken and alone. In another story, an entire apartment complex reported sightings of black-eyed children. Residents heard persistent knocking on their doors late at night, always followed by the same request to come inside. Some residents saw the children's hollow black eyes, while others were left with unexplained chills and a sense of dread. After a few weeks, the knocking stopped, but the residents were left haunted by what they had witnessed. But what are these black-eyed children? Are they hallucinations, psychological manifestations, or something darker? Paranormal experts have various theories. Some believe these children are demons or malevolent spirits, attempting to gain entry to possess or harm. Others suggest a link to extraterrestrials, pointing to the children's black eyes as evidence. Theorists speculate these encounters are part of alien experiments or warnings of otherworldly activity, explaining the odd behavior and hypnotic effect witnesses report. Some point to folklore and ancient myths of dark-eyed entities, creatures who roam the night seeking entry into homes. From European banshees to American skinwalkers, the legend of black-eyed figures has persisted for centuries, evolving with each retelling. Psychologists, on the other hand, argue that these encounters are the result of fear-induced hallucinations, sleep paralysis, or even urban legend hysteria, where the mind conjures images from deeply buried fears. But does that explain why so many people have reported similar encounters, often with identical details? A chilling final story involves a man who opened his door to black-eyed children, only to be overwhelmed by a feeling of terror. He shut the door, but when he looked through the peephole moments later, They had vanished without a trace. The encounter left him deeply disturbed, haunted by those black eyes. For many, these children are simply a horror story. But for those who've encountered them, the terror is real. Are they spirits, extraterrestrial beings, or something that defies explanation? The mystery of the black-eyed children remains unsolved, leaving us with one final question. If they come knocking at your door, would you let them in? If this story left you questioning what lurks in the dark, subscribe to Eerie Tales. Join us for more encounters with the unknown. And remember, some things are best left outside.